So behind me here is the first ever pyramid, built for King Zoser by the architect Imhotep. I think it's pretty much common knowledge now that the ancient Egyptian civilization was one of the most advanced in the ancient world. It's a civilization responsible for the remaining ancient wonder of the world, the Pyramid of Giza. But who was responsible for the pyramids to begin with? Well, you're going to find out today. So let's travel over 4,000 years ago to the reign of the pharaoh Djoser. This was the start of the third Egyptian dynasty. Although the empire was still relatively young, it was this era that birthed many technological innovations. It was during this dynasty that Imhotep was born. We don't know exactly when, you see, as it's hard enough to find records of this era at all. To give you a better perspective, the third Egyptian dynasty started around 2650 BCE, so almost 3000 years before Jesus Christ was born. So even this would have been ancient to him. Anyways, it was believed that Imhotep was born in the suburbs of Memphis, which was the capital of the time. Other sources suggest that he was born in a village called Gabalion, just south of ancient Thebes. Imhotep, meaning the one that comes in peace, was born a commoner, possibly the son of the architect Kanofa. At a young age, it quickly became apparent that he had one of the sharpest minds of the time, and he rose quickly through the ranks, eventually becoming Djoser's vizier, the highest official to serve the pharaoh. He is considered to have a genius level intellect, and in addition to being Djoser's vizier, he was an architect, sage, astrologer, and physician. During the beginning of the third dynasty, doctors would have mostly used spiritual methods and magic to heal their patients. Imhotep would have been one of the first to deviate from these methods. Although this would have been extremely controversial at the time, his methods did end up working, and this allowed others to follow in his steps. It is estimated that in his lifetime, Imhotep diagnosed and treated over 200 diseases, including tuberculosis and arthritis. He also performed surgery, and he may have founded the first ever school of medicine in Memphis. In 1862, the first medical textbook of surgery and trauma was found. Historians believe that it was written by Imhotep. It describes over 40 cases of wounds, fractures, dislocations, and tumours, along with their treatments. Some of his treatments included using stitches to close wounds, using bandages, managing infections with honey and resins, and using raw meat to prevent excessive bleeding. Immobilization was recommended for lower limb fractures and spinal cord injuries, and the manuscripts contain incredibly detailed anatomical and physiological descriptions. So, if being the first named physician and the ancient father of medicine wasn't enough, Imhotep was also the first named architect. He was responsible for the first step pyramid of Djoser. So even before the pyramids were built, tombs were already being used to house the dead. And in fact, the step pyramid was initially a basic tomb shaped like a box. Djoser chose the necropolis Saqqara to be his resting place, and he had Imhotep build a giant complex to surround his resting place. I will go more into this in another video, but as you can see, it is very impressive. The Pyramid of Djoser was originally around 60 meters high, and it was based on an initial raised square of mastaba stone, around 8 meters high. It was decided to make the tomb more imposing by adding a series of steps, giving the monument a stair-like appearance that would symbolically facilitate the ascent of the king's soul to heaven. The mastaba was thus elevated first with 4 steps, and then an additional 2, resulting in a total of 6 steps. So behind me now is the step pyramid, and I'm just about to go inside. It costs around 100 Egyptian pounds, which is like 4 English pounds, so it's very cheap. But yeah, I'm really excited to see this one. So this pyramid seems to be one of the biggest ones I've been inside, because like it's very, very long. But yeah. So what I've just shown you is actually the smaller part, because you can't go inside the main area unless you pay like 20,000 Egyptian pounds, which it's expensive. I don't know how much it is in US in English pounds, but I'll put it below here. So considering that this pyramid is over 5,000 years old, what was inside was really impressive. It was actually bigger than the pyramid of Giza. Honestly, these videos don't do the structure justice. It was just amazing to be in the presence of such an incredible landmark. That's it for today. I do have a lot more Egypt content filmed, but I do want to see how this video does before I start putting all my effort into it. So think of this as like a taster video. If you would like to see more of my adventures in Egypt, then make sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Have a great day. Goodbye. I'm tired and hot.